Are you looking for a place to rent and wondering what's best for your budget? Well, in this video, we're going to be discussing a few things you'll want to consider when assessing your options. Hey everyone, this is Kyle from Money at 30, and on this channel we look at personal finance from a millennial perspective, including practical tip videos like this one. If you're looking for an apartment or house rental, you may instinctively only really consider the stated rent amount. But just as judging hotel rooms on the base price alone can be misleading, failing to compare rentals in context can be a big mistake. With that in mind, let's take a look at several things to consider when looking for a new place to rent. The first thing you'll want to do to ensure that you're comparing apples to apples is look at what utilities are and aren't included. Collectively, your utilities can be one of your biggest monthly expenses beyond rent itself. Yet, confusingly, certain rentals will cover some of these bills, whereas others don't. Therefore, you'll want to make sure that you understand what your rent includes, with some common examples being electricity, gas, and water. Moreover, if these things aren't covered, then you'll want to have a basic idea of how much the average bill is so you know what to expect. Also keep in mind that deposits may be required to start service with utility providers, so look into their policies before moving forward with a rental. Next, in addition to essential utilities, you'll also want to know about any included cable, satellite, or internet service. It's fairly common for various properties to entice potential tenants with included entertainment perks, such as cable or satellite television or internet service. But once again, what's included can vary by property, which is why you'll want to know exactly what kind of service you'll be getting. On the whole, having more included features is better, but there is a potential downside to note as well. For example, if the internet plan offered by your rental company isn't top tier, you may be restricted in your ability to upgrade. Speaking of internet, you'll also want to know if the Wi-Fi is specific to each unit or shared by an entire building or complex. Obviously, if you don't care that much about TV or internet, this might not apply, but I suspect that these will be important questions for most. One potential expense you might not think of is trash, but this could also end up being a monthly fee. Going back to more essential utilities, some renters may also be responsible for trash hauling fees. While these shouldn't amount to too much, they're still worth noting. Meanwhile, some rentals might provide what's called valet trash, where tenants leave their garbage in a designated area or receptacle and have it picked up for them. Although convenient, this service does typically come with an added fee, and, as I've learned, you often can't opt out of the service if it's offered by your property. Just one more expense you'll need to consider. If you have a pet, you'll also want to know what types of fees and deposits various rentals charge. For those who have dogs or cats that will be living with them in their new rental, not only will you need to look into the property's pet policy in terms of what breeds and size animals you're allowed to have, but you'll also want to know the fees they charge for them. Specifically, while some rentals may just charge a non-refundable pet deposit, others may charge monthly pet rent, or they can always charge both. Furthermore, these fees may be per animal, further inflating the cost. Broadly speaking, if you plan on staying in your rental for a while, a one-time deposit may be preferable to pet rent, although the opposite may be true if you're only looking to stay for a short time. Either way, you'll want to know what to expect. Finally, for some practical amenities that rentals offer, you want to put a realistic value on these perks. One great example of a practical perk that could save you money overall is a well-equipped on-property gym. If these facilities fulfill your workout needs, it could prevent you from having to maintain a membership elsewhere. Moving on to something more my speed, having a washer and dryer included in a rental unit can be a huge time and money savings when compared to having to go to a laundromat or even a community laundry room. Sure, you may only be saving a couple dollars at a time, but at least you don't run into the frustration of having to pay for extra dry time when your jeans are still damp. Obviously, not all of the amenities a property offers will be easily quantifiable, but keeping these values in mind can go a long way in helping you find the best rental deal for your money. Hopefully this video gives you a better idea about what to look for when comparing rentals, but for much more on the topic and renting in general, I'll have a link to my full guide in the description box down below. Also, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe because we have new videos all the time. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time here on Money at 30.